right, you good.
Alright, Shalom. Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving our praise on that glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who we learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. It's the Great Millstone Detroit Camp. You know, we're out here another Saturday to prophesy the downfall of this place, Babylon the Great America. Yet again, man, another week, man. A lot of things going on, man. You know, we had news come out where pretty much, you know, if I'm not mistaken, NASA revealed they seen a 7,000 mile long chariot, you know, in the sky manifested itself. You know, you still got, you know, these mockers and scoffers coming up, you know, against the Hebrew Israelites, man. You know, vocab, harassing, you know, these different camps, you know, these other bugged out Christians harassing us. You know, it's just a lot, man. So, you know, we're just gonna see where the Spirit takes us. You know, Lord willing, it is edifying. You know, so I just want to start with, you know, pretty much NASA sending chariots, man, because these chariots have been manifesting themselves more and more, man. You know, because you also have people talking about, you know, aliens, you know, which there's no such thing as aliens. What they're referring to is the angels, man. You know, because those what are in those vehicles, man, the angels, and they're watching. They're always watching, you know, what's going on the earth. You know, so people, you know, talking about, oh, well, we're going to have an alien invasion now. It's possible that Esau could, you know, stage a fake alien invasion, but we know what's real. We know that the chariots are, you know what I'm saying, going to manifest themselves. We know what is in them, man. Again, the angels, which are so-called black men, you know, Israelites. They're not white. They're not lepers. They don't have leopard skin, man. That's not how they look. Neither does our Lord Yahweh Shai, neither does the Heavenly Father, neither does the biblical Israelites, man. They're not lepers. You know, there's no such thing as aliens. But again, the angels are watching, you know, what's going on in the earth. All eyes are on this wicked kingdom, you know? Go ahead.
All right, so since the brother mentioned that, I'm going to grab this Amos 9. So this is Amos chapter 9. And I'll start at verse, I'll start at verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh.
So right, man. Again, the eyes of the Lord referring to the angels, man. It's lucky. Because the eyes of the Lord are the angels, man. Consistently monitoring what's going on in the earth, man. But again, all eyes are on America, you know, because again, this is that wicked kingdom. This is that sinful kingdom, you know. And he said he's going to destroy it, man. It's going to destroy this place. We know the latter end of this place is to receive the same judgment Sodom and Gomorrah got, which is destruction by fire, but it's going to be on a much grander scale than that, you know. Because again, we know about the things that Esau Edom is doing, man. His secrets are being revealed. You know, this is why the chariots are manifesting themselves and he's panicking, you know, because he knows he has but a short time. Our brother can grab Revelation 12 and 12. You know, this man doesn't have a long time left to rule, so he's going to, you know, scramble to do whatever he can to try to maintain the short time he has left in rulership, man. The Lord is going to allow him to have his way. But again, man, the angels are watching, you know, they're always watching. You know, the chariots are manifesting themselves, man. This is why when people see them, you know, they get to losing their minds, you know. But when brothers see them, you know, we rejoice when we see them. Why? Because those are the vehicles of our salvation. Lord willing, if we're of the elect, that's what's going to deliver us out of this place, man. The chariots. Because again, if America's destruction, you know, if America's judgment is to be destroyed by fire, how else are you going to make it out of here? You know, by going up, you know. Can the brother grab Isaiah 26 and 20?
Also, to add on top of that, that's why also, because all these sightings is why he finally, with his congressional meetings and settings and everything, decided to be like, okay, yeah, there is some stuff out there. Because before that, they had only like somewhat hinted to that, you know, what was a weather balloon, or as if the chariots, they crashed, they run out of gas, you know, they run out of power steering fluid, and then, you know, oh no, then we just crashed. And then, you know, we recovered the remains of it and finding out, doing all these tests and doing tests on the aliens that's supposed to be inside of it and the little grays, whatever they call them. Ain't none of that true. they always like to depict them as either green or gray. With these huge heads and these oval eyes, oval dark black eyes. And this book has been telling you all this time what's in there, what they look like, you know, what are they for, and what are they ultimately going to do when they actually come within. Well, actually, some of them are already even here. You know, you got some of them that went in the ocean, come out, but when they actually come here collectively and the damage that they're going to do, what they're going to do it to. You know, you have, I think, when that little war was going on, little 7-day war, 3-day war, whatever it happened was going on between Iran and Israel when they had retaliated because they had, I guess, they had blew up some nuclear facilities in Iran. There was a chariot that was seen, and it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was zapping some of the ICBMs or
He deactivated one of them. So
Oh,
a chariot came, deactivated it, and then flew off.
God. and it was I don't even, it ain't even relevant what name of the senator it was, but one of the people in the Congress meeting, he was talking about how, yeah, there's they call them UAPs. They were talking about it in their congressional setting, in their congressional hearing, and he was basically saying that it's doing stuff that man can't do, and it's some no observable thing where they're seeing that they can't see anything that will catapult it. That's meaning there's no fire coming from it that will lift it up. There's no like vibrational sound waves that's making it go up, or no magnets. They're like, this is not known to man. It's not the Soviets. It's not the Chinese. If Russia had that type of technology, they wouldn't be struggling over there in Ukraine. So that what's going on, he can't explain it, and it's being seen by people all over the world. So now they have no choice but to admit it.
And yeah, man, that's why they had to declassify, you know, if I'm not mistaken, in 2023. Oh, well, yeah, you know, UFOs, so-called UFOs are real, you know. Why release it now, you know, with the information that's been out there? So you mean to tell me now, after all of these years, now you want to admit that these particular vehicles are real? So UFOs are real, but again, aliens, like, again, it's false. Can you grab that? Isaiah 26? Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, 26 chapter and verse 20. Come, my people, enter down to thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
So right, man. Again, we know the end of this place, which is going to be by fire. That's how the elect is going to be delivered. You know, once the Lord comes back, they're going to hear it, and the Hebrew voice say, come up hither, you know, and they're going to be beamed up, man. That's what that's talking about. You know, again, those are the vehicles of, you know, our salvation, Lord willing. You know, because again, really the chariots of Israel, man, because again, the angels are watching us, man. They're watching us, they're looking out for us, you know. So again, in due time, man, the Lord, they're going to manifest more and more, you know. What you got?
And real quick, like the elder Nicole was saying, and when they had that congressional meeting, they said those UAPs, which are chariots, are thousands of years ahead of their technology, Esau Edom technology. So we already know that Esau Edom ain't going to measure up to the Lord, so it's just a matter of time. So I'm going to grab this real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 2. When they see it, they shall trouble with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And you know, we're gonna be, Lord willing, we be delivered up. The hopeful elect, but the elect are gonna get beamed up with the strangeness of salvation. This is the chariots. The tractor beam to the chariots are gonna bring up the men of the Lord.
Peace up.
This is Psalms chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
So right, man, the chariots are manifesting themselves. Just like, you know, Elisha, you know, his understudy, man, you know, when he's seen the chariots, you know, because right now we may not be able to see them, but they're all around, man. They're all around us, they're watching. You know, we may see them. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I may have seen one. You know, last night on my way home, man. You know, so it's like it's just a regular thing to us. You know, again, we rejoice when we see them. But the people of the world, you know, they bug out, they lose their minds because they don't understand what they are, man. You know, we know what they are, these people don't. Here's the reason why. When they start to manifest themselves more and more, again, they're going to lose their minds, man. You know, just like it said in that Wisdom of Solomon 5, this is the strangeness of his salvation. It's going to be strange to these people. Because, you know, you've been seeing it in movies and TV shows of people being beamed up, you know, by so-called UFOs, when in reality, again, that's how the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be saved out of this place. You know? What you got?
This is 2 Thessalonians 1:7. And it says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, a flaming fire taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who shall be punished in everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from his glory, from the glory of his power.
All right, man. Our Lord Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, he's coming back with the angels, man. He's coming back with thousands upon thousands of angels, man. That's how he's coming back. That glorious second coming that we're waiting for, man. You know, while the people in this world are focused on, you know, the basketball game, the football game, or whatever other folly that's going on out here, we're waiting for our Lord Yahweh Shai to come back to restore order in the earth, man. But that's how he's going to come back, with that giant fathership, you know. Edris, he couldn't describe, you know, well, the best description he could give, it was the size of a mountain. He tried to see where the mountain was cut out from, you know, but he couldn't. That's how large that vehicle was. That's how large that chariot was, man, that our Lord Yahweh Shai is going to come back on, man. Just like it says in Revelation, he come back with clouds, man. The chariots. That's what he's coming back with, you know? That glorious second coming that we're waiting for, man. The angels are going to accompany our Lord Yahweh Shai to come back, deliver the elect, and to destroy this place. You know?
Why are we waiting and anxiously waiting? Because we hate this place. We hate this place from the bottom of our heart. But if you love this place, you know, you're not looking for, you know, a savior. You're not looking for no chairs to come deliver you. Matter of fact, you looking like, you know, what you coming here to save me for? I'm fine right here. But if you truly have the spirit of the Heavenly Father on you, you hate this place for everything that represents. What do you love about, you know, being around a place where you have LGBT apparel everywhere? They're indoctrinated in your children, telling them that they can, giving them puberty blockers, all type of manner of evil and wickedness. So you want to be delivered from this place. You don't care what the hell vessel used to deliver you. You want to get up out of this place and be able to live in our own land. We're governed by these laws that's made by man, where it says that we can't honor the Sabbath as the way we want to do. We can't execute judgment how we want to according to the law. So yeah, you're happy and excited that you're going to be delivered from this place, and it's going to be destroyed. You're looking forward to that, but it comes down to having a king mentality, understanding that you're above all these other nations. When you feel like you're equal to these other nations, what king feels he's equal to his servants? So you have to have a mentality of superiority. So who are we superior to? All these other nations. Yes, they are. We are superior to them. And when you arm yourself with that mentality and you start seeing that, you start hating this place, then you start getting in these scriptures, then you start seeing your salvation. It's like, okay, now it's making sense where all these chariots is coming here and sitting for this place. It's America that has another branch of the military that's specifically designed for basically outer space. You're not having Colombia's not building a military designed for outer space objects to come to destroy it. It's America. Why? Because these chariots are ultimately aiming for America.
Precept. This is 2 Kings chapter 2, and I'll get to verse 11. We'll start at verse 11. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked that, and behold, there a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind to heaven. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his clothes and rent them into pieces. You got it.
It's all right, man. You know, Elisha saw Elijah being beamed up. You know, he was translated. He was taken up. You know, and there's even other instances in the scriptures where you have that happen where certain men were translated. You know, they didn't die. The Lord just came and got them out of the way. You know, but again, that's how the elect is going to be delivered, man. They're going to be taken up before that great destruction of America takes place. And then just to land back off of what the brother was saying, man, because again, we have to be in the spirit of our forefather Lot, you know, because we know he dwelt in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, we know, it's like it says, he was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, meaning their conduct, man, because of the things he had to see and the things he had to hear. It's that very same thing that we have to suffer here in America, man. So if you're not in that spirit of our forefather Lot, then you're a part of the problem, man, and you're going to be destroyed. It's just simple as that, man. We hate this place. It's evil. This is the wickedest kingdom to ever, you know, stand, man, which is why it's going to get that great destruction.
This is Revelation 19, just line backing off destruction. And 11, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. And that's where Yahweh Shai is coming back. He's come back to save his people. He's come back to put a foot up the rest of the niggas' asses. And like the brothers going into, rightfully fucking so. There's a lot of people that's on social media that's admitting that, okay, this is a little bit too wicked. If you have wicked niggas admitting that the shit that's going on is wicked, then clearly you have a fucking problem. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And that's representative of the doves. He's gonna conquer the world.
Precept.
And I just got two more minutes. And he was clothed with vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of Yahweh. And armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, just going in the pure power of the chariots. You know, like the brother said, he's going to come back with the army to melt this bitch.
Baruch 4 and 24 says, like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and the brightness of everlasting.
So again, man, the chariots, and then that's another thing, man. When you read throughout the scriptures, the chariots have always been there, you know, always been there. When the Lord brought us out of Egypt, what guided us out of there? A chariot, specifically our Lord Yahweh Shai in the chariot, man. It says a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, you know. He guided us out of the land of ancient Egypt, man. You know, and it's like the brother went and grabbed the example of Elijah being translated, you know. Enoch was translated, you know. You have other men that were taken out of the way, you know. That is what we're waiting for, man. We're waiting for the Lord to come and deliver us out of this wicked kingdom, man, because it's just going to continue to get worse and worse. We have certain of our people that think that America is going to continue, but it's not, man. This place has borrowed time. You know, next year, you know, will technically be a mark 250 years, man. 1776 to 2026, that's 250 years that this place has been in power, man. You know? And that's about the average lifespan of a kingdom, man. So again, Esau's time is coming. This place is going to go down. This is what we're waiting for. This is why we're out here doing what we're doing, man. You know, while the rest of these people continue on about their lives, man, we're waiting to be delivered out of this kingdom, man. You know, because it's going to continue to get worse. This is why Trump is setting up, you know, is pretty much gearing up to come up against us. in these last days. This is why he has National Guard troops down in DC. This is why he's getting ready to send troops to, Chicago. Eventually, it's going to be every major city in America is going to be, instead of just certain cities, it's going to be nationwide, man. You people don't understand what's exactly about to take place, and this is why we're out here. We're giving you that warning, and it's up to you on whether or not you're going to take heed to it.
This is the book of Revelation 12:12, and it reads, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
All right, man. Esau does have a short time. Again, this is why now you see Trump, he's doing all of these things. First, the people loved him, when he was giving out money. Now people hate him, The price of everything is going up, the cost of living is going up, the price of food, just the day-to-day things that we need, the price of everything is increasing. But meanwhile, what? The pay remains the same,
So I'm taking those EBTs and stamps and cutting those off.
And again, man, you women that are on these different benefits, again, everybody's feeling it, man. Everybody's feeling it, because of the tariffs, remember he put these tariffs on these different countries, China. Again, man, like this goes to show you that the damage was already done. Even if he made a deal with them, the damage is done, man. You people are starting to feel the damage that he just caused, Like, it's going to continue to get worse and worse. This is why this digital infrastructure is being set up, man. He's getting you people ready for this digital system that's coming, because eventually the fiat currency is going to be phased out. Paper money is going to be done away with, because they want to be able to keep track of what everyone is spending their money on, man. So, okay, well, this guy's spending his money on this. He's spending his money on that. You can do a private transaction. If you were to sell somebody something in private, you exchange currency in a product. He can't keep track of that. He wants to keep track of everything, man. Not only what you're buying and spending your money on, your health, just everything, man. I was watching one of the brothers from LA's video yesterday, man. This man even wants to invade our thoughts, invasion of privacy, if you will, because that's, the term the brother was looking for, man. He wants to invade our privacy. This is why there's cameras set up everywhere, man. He wants to monitor everything that we're doing. Esau has a God complex, man. Again, he thinks that he is the Most High, but the Lord is going to show him that he's just a mortal man.
This is Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts.
So right, man, again, in these last days, you people, you're going to have to go and try to, cry unto those other gods, man. Especially you Israelites that, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that still calling the name of God and Jesus the Christ, or into Islam or whatever other bugged out religion, those particular gods are going to have to save you, And then again, the elites have it set up to where, again, they're purposely causing everything to be more and more harder for the average person here in America, man. The middle class is done away with, man, at this point, At this point, it's just rich and poor. But it's going to be the extremely rich versus the poor, man. That's it. And it says he's going to give you into the hand of the cruel Lord. That verse has to talk about Trump, man, because look what he's doing, man. People are suffering under this man's rulership.
Peace out.
Again, things are going to continue to get worse and worse, man. You people loved him. Now you hate him. Because again, just like our apostle says, this has to be Nero coming back again, man. And then I'm not saying it's fact, but you had the Simpsons, they predicted this man, his demise. They showed him, perishing. And now they're saying that, whatever is going on with his hand, Queen Elizabeth had that same mark on her hand before she transitioned. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens to him, if anything happens to him,
Book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But the Most High Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Now, they search out, these Edomites do, they searching out everything. There was a word I looked up this morning, what's that word? It's a word used to describe this prison, because what's happening is that they searched out in a diligent manner, and what they're doing, they're keeping you prisoner through their technology. And the Revelation 13 and 6, Revelation 13 and 16 goes into that, because what they're doing, they're monitoring. They didn't search these things out years before. You know, now they're putting it into use, as the brother said, Revelation 12 and 12. They coming down on you, Jace. Their horns getting ready to show. Okay, so that's that thing that they're searching out. It's coming to pass. That's in Habakkuk 2 and 3. Do a cherry wait for it. It's not tarrying. These things are coming upon all of you. It's coming upon the whole world. Okay, it's caught and it's culminating into Jacob's trouble.
And guess what? Our labor, our tax dollars, is being used to do that diligent search. When they have these, what they call them pork barrel spending. It's basically when they get grants, it comes from your taxpayer dollars. So here it is, you're working, paying taxes, and the government will give grants and to maybe an organization or a school or something to research what happens if what's the properties of turtle shit, and what does it do, and can you put it in a human, and will it make something grow, or can I cause a disease? They literally spend money on stupid stuff like that. How do you think they know about some of these the jabby jabs that they're instituting? They did a diligent search, and they used money to, well, they don't do it on just animals. They make it seem like they only try it on animals. No, they don't just try it on animals. They try it on human beings as well. They try it on different human beings because they want to know how it interacts with you, how it interacts with your blood type, how does it interact with different people, or what if I add this, what if I take this away? So our taxpayer dollars that we're working hard for is being used to do stupid stuff like this. You about to say something?
Yeah, man, because you had mentioned the jab, man, because I seen a video yesterday of a woman that got the C-19 shot, and now she's paralyzed, you know, and she's paralyzed. She says she has lesions in her spine and all of this, man. She's messed up. She's an Edomite woman, so you don't really care, but still, man, it goes to show you that the people, a good majority of those people that got that shot are either, they're messed up, there's some type of ailment going on with them, or they perish from it, man. And again, people looked at us crazy when we told you, hey, don't get that. That thing is not safe. A lot of you went, you're getting questioned, hey, well, what's in this? If I take this, what will happen? What is the side effects of this? You didn't ask, you just went, you rolled your sleeve up, and you got it. You also got the other, the booster shots that went along with it, man. Like, again, you people were the guinea pigs. That was a test. You failed the test if you went and got it, man. Again, that's where some of our taxpayer dollars went, to see what this jab does to people. And we see, if it didn't give you Bell's palsy, it caused death. Certain people had, like the nanotechnology, in their bodies, man. The people that died, some of the people that died, man, this is fact. You don't believe us, you can look it up, man. We're not just making, this up to sound crazy, man. Like, our taxpayer dollars are also going to seeing, if a man can get pregnant. And so much this man is doing, man. He's doing a diligent search, but a lot of things he's searching out is folly. If he is not searching out ways to continue to, try to take us out, it's for some type of madness that's going on, man. You got Transformers reading books to children in schools. You have that, and then again, they even want children to, get these particular surgeries. It just goes to show you why this place has to go, man. again, if this place doesn't vex you, it's a problem, man. There's a serious problem. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
And right, man. When the righteous beareth rule, the people rejoice. So again, the entire planet Earth is waiting for the nation of Israel to regain power of the earth again, man. Why? Because the wicked beareth rule. You know, I'm just quoting, you know, Job chapter 9 and verse 24. You know, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You know, if not, where and who is he? He covered the faces of the judges thereof, man. You know, because again, the wicked is bearing rule right now. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know, he's the wicked. And right now, the people are mourning under this man's rulership, you know. This is why the earth is in shambles right now. You know, it didn't take this man long to destroy the entire planet Earth, man. This is why you have, you know, pollution in the air. You know, me and the brother was just talking about this, you know, before we started camp. You know, I seen a short that the elder Malcolm from Chicago did yesterday, man. You know, showing how they were spraying everywhere. The sky was full of that stuff, man. You know, the chemtrails. And they try to say it's a conspiracy theory. It's not. All you have to do is just look up, man. They do this primarily over, you know, these major cities. You know, I know it's a particular area here in Detroit where I see them spraying all the time, man. You know, and he said they do it, at least out there, you know, where they spray real heavy right before it rains, man. So again, whatever chemicals are in that is gonna fall right on you once it rains, man. You know, so you have that going on. Again, you have trash islands, you have trash everywhere, man. They said there's a pile of trash, not even a pile, you know, trash in the ocean that's about the size of Texas, if not bigger. Is that, like, come on, man. Why do you think the sea life are dying off? Why certain of those animals are beaching themselves? Whales, dolphins, sharks, man. You know, the earth is mourning. You know, our food is polluted. Our water is tainted. And you mean to tell me this is the greatest kingdom on earth? Yeah, America was great when we were in bondage. That's what made America great. You know, the blood, sweat, and tears of the Israelites, man. We are what made America great. And then you got these low-level peon Edomites that say, oh, well, you guys are lazy. You're living off of our labor. You have generational wealth because of us. We made this place great. All you did was just take credit for it.
Appreciate it.
Come on, man. Go ahead.
This is 2 Peter's chapter 2, 2 Peter chapter 3, and I start at verse 12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with heat, with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're tired of this place. And, you know, we have to do we still have to do our everyday things here, but we don't put our treasures here in this corruptible society. We're putting our treasures in heaven. What's that? Matthew 10. So, you know, that's what we're looking for. We're tired of seeing islands of trash. We're tired of seeing wicked influences pollute those that, you know, our own lineage and children. It's madness.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, starting at the 19th verse. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High Yahweh.
So right, man. The entire planet Earth is waiting for Israel to get back in power. Why? Because there's going to be peace in the earth again, man.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope.
So right, man, we're putting in these bodies, man. We're subject to vanity. We're subject to sin. So we're going to go off, you know. But again, this is why we hope, you know, to be delivered from these sinful bodies, man. You know.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
The bondage of corruption, these bodies, man. We're going to be delivered from these bodies, Lord willing, if we're the elect. You know, the Lord is going to save us. Obviously, we're not going to take these bodies, but our spirits, you know, are going to leave these vessels and going to be put into new vessels.
Into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High Yahweh. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travailing in pain together until now.
And right, man, I just did a video on this the other day, man, because you had Marvin Gaye, make a song back in 1971 called Mercy, Mercy Me, the ecology or ecology, however you want to say it. And pretty much he's singing about how the earth was messed up back then, and if he was speaking of these things back in 1971, how much worse do you think things are 54 years later, man? He was talking about, the air being polluted, the water being polluted, fish having mercury in it, these different things that are going on, man. He was singing about these things. This is why music back then, at least, especially during the 70s, it meant something. It had meaning, it had purpose. Not to, get off topic, but again, this shit that they have today is that's what it is, man. This music is bullshit. But again, certain Jakes, even though, he wasn't a man of the Lord, he still spoke on these particular things going on, man, because the whole earth is travailed. The whole earth is groaning, man. The earth itself is crying out to the Lord, man. This is why we need the Lord to come back and restore order.
Revelation 21:1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And that's going into how the Yahweh Shemel Shai, when he comes with fire, which fire and water are purified agents. This all happened before, like the Lord reset the earth with the flood, and he's going to do it again with the fire. But just like the brothers were saying, the Lord, you're not under our rule, because something I was thinking about, the other not Zakba brought out this video with how Esau was doing melanin extraction. You're not you're not gonna have your goddamn melanin extracted under us. You're not gonna be just all the stuff that the brother is saying. You're not gonna have to fucking deal with another sleuth or gauntlet of niggas dealing with your woman before you even get to all this crazy shit that the so-called white man allows. Cause everybody is suffering. Like brother said, everybody's fucking suffering. But they don't want to, we have the solution. None of you fuckers have the solution. We have the solution, but you don't like the solution that provided. I mean, thank God there's a God in heaven, because he doesn't give a fuck about your solution, about whatever you don't like. He's gonna bring the solution, which is renewing the earth. But that's the only way. Just like the so-called white man. This nigga, I think it was that Neuralink, Elon Musk. I think it was him that mentioned send the fucking movie to Mars. Imagine the damage that this nigga would do if he had the ability to travel the stars. Just going off what he's done to the earth within the past 300 or 400 years. Because all of this happened within about 300 to 400 years. The earth is going by with thousands of years. No pollution. Or very little pollution. Fucking no forest getting wiped the fuck out. Now everybody got arthritis in their damn joints walking on fucking concrete. Poison everywhere. Even if you have your own garden, you still even if you have your own garden, you're not gonna be able to reap any type of nutrients from your own food that you grow. Let alone the shit that you find in the store, which is chock full of pesticides. But once again, the Lord has the meats. He has the solution, man. This everybody acknowledges this shit ain't it. That was it.
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
Yeah, man, this ain't our rest. Because again, a lot of our people, like this nigga that just walked past, man, he think this our rest. He gonna die here. Just say abruptly, this nigga's gonna die. You walking by, Psycho Babylon, whatever rap song, man, go on, bro. Just keep on walking down the street. We ain't here to entertain you niggas. We not. We're telling you what's wrong in this earth. We're telling you what the problem is and who the problem is, man. It's Esau. Because again, this is not our rest. We weren't sent over here to prosper, to do well in this land. We were sent over here to serve out our punishment. Why? Because we sinned against the Lord. Just like it says in Micah 7:9, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I sinned, man. Micah was acknowledging that he sinned against the Lord, so he's going to bear, the righteous anger of the Lord, man. The Lord was angry with us. So we turned his back on him. We turned our backs on him. So what? He turned his back on us, which is the reason why we're suffering these particular curses here in America, man. A lot of our people can't get past that. You would think after us being here, you know, for 500 years, at least the Southern Kingdom, you know, you would question like, well, damn, you know, maybe it's something I did wrong. Maybe I'm suffering these things because I made my God angry. You niggas don't consider that, man, you know? But yet, you look at us as if we're crazy and we're telling you why we're suffering these particular things. Why we're over here in the polluted land, man. Because we sinned. It's just that simple, you know? But a lot of you can't get it because it's not meant for you to get. You know, I had a guy try to talk to me the other day, man, wanted to ask me what I believed in, man. It's like, certain of you Jakes out there, and I made this, you know, I said this before, man, because, you know, just like Romans 11:7 says, you know, only the elect is going to get it. Only the elect is going to get it, man. You got it?
Only one's supposed to get it.
I got Joshua 23:15.
All right, hold it for a second. But only the elect is going to get it, man. You know, because again, certain, you even have certain of our people, certain that want to get it, but they just can't. It's right there in front of them, but they just can't get it. You know? So we're trying to tell you who you are, first and foremost. We're telling you, hey, you are part of the greatest nation of people that are on this earth. You know, but you can't believe that because we're in a lower state. You know?
This is the book of Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded.
And right, man. Only the election have obtained this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, the rest were blinded. You know, so only a small percentage of Israelites are gonna get the truth, man. Because just like the brother said, it's only supposed to be for the elect. You know, the rest of Israel, the 2/3, they'll get it on the other side. You know, because right now, again, they're too far gone, man. You're too Americanized. You're too westernized, man. You love this place too much. You're still in a heathenistic state of mind, man. You know, so the Lord is looking at you like you're Gentiles, the natural Gentiles, the heathens, man. That's how the Lord views you, because that's how you niggas act, man. This is why He is going to get rid of you.
Let me add to this too. Is this truth is only, and that goes back to Mark, the 4th chapter, about like the 8th through like 11th verse, when they asked about why he spoke in parables, because he didn't want them to get it. This truth is only for the elect, although we're supposed to teach it. But the thing about this is that, like, with this truth, like I'll admit, this truth can be hard if well, it is hard if the Spirit ain't working with you. But the Spirit is, like, almost everybody got a testimony. How they first learned about this truth is they learned about the Illuminati first before they learned about this truth. That's most people say when they woke up. They learned about the Illuminati first. They learned about the dollar's not real. They learned about all these conspiracies, all the other stuff. Even probably learned about reptilian men and mermaids. Then you get to this truth, and the Most High slowly feeds you milk. If you come out here and you try to learn and you got meat in front of you, this thing actually can't be hard. So the Most High really got to teach you. So you come in, you learn the baby steps, you learn the Illuminati, all this, you know, then you learn all the off stuff, what other, the alien, or shapeshifters, stuff like that. Then you start all the stuff that you start learning about Atlantis and stuff like that. Egyptian, 70 feet, all type of weird stuff. So all the stuff, because here's the thing, when you first wake up, you find out that you were lied to. So what it is that you have this inclination to believe everything that's contrary to what you was taught. So you start believing in mermaids. Oh yeah, that gotta be true. Because I know I was lied to, so you start believing everything. Oh yeah, man, the Bible, it was stolen and written from Egypt. You start like, yeah. Then, but ultimately, you got to get back into this book and all the stuff that the lies that you were told. Now you start to trim off some of that fat and realize, okay, all right, mermaids aren't real. Okay, no, there's no reptilian human being shapeshifters. Okay, this is your foundation to keep your sanity. Because you've been told a bunch of lies, because once you wake up and get out this matrix, there's a whole other matrix for you. Islam as another matrix. Buddhism, law of attraction, all this other stuff. So you come out of this truth, and or not this truth, you wake up out of these lies that America gives you, and there's plenty of ways. That's why this path is very short, tight, and narrow. It's very, very specific, you know, because there's so many ways to go off and to believe all of the type of stuff. The planet risks and X and all that stuff like that. And Michael the Archangel comes down and he talks to you if you say special words, stuff like that. That's why you got all that black consciousness, stuff like that. But when you get into this truth and you get into these books, the Most High, the Lamb, who was us, Revelation chapter 5, that was worthy to unseal the books, because the books were sealed in Daniel's in the 12th chapter. The Most High starts teaching you stuff, and you start seeing it, and then you look at other people like, man, they don't see it, but then you start to realize, damn, the Most High chose you to get this stuff. Because think of this truth, it's like if you learn at a procession, all right? You go through preschool, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth. Imagine this truth just being thrown right at you. It's like it'll be if you come at the wrong time, and we in the deep mysteries like Daniel or Daniel 11th chapter or Daniel chapter 4 or Revelations. It'll be like trying to listen to or learn Greek algebra 3. You know, so you gotta learn from a procession, and then Most High start waking you up, and then you start learning stuff, and you start adding them to, you know, what you learned, and you start to say, man, and it's clear, and it's how you can actually see everything. Slack you for being long way to check out.
Precept. This is Revelation chapter 10, and I start at verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. So yeah, I grabbed that because when you come into the truth, you learn the bitter and the sweet. You learn that you're an Israelite. You learn that you're the stock and the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 3 patriarchs, and you come from a line of kings and priests, great kings and priests. But also you learn the simple fact that what? You found out that what? You didn't listen to the Lord, kicked your ass repeatedly, went to captivity unto captivity unto captivity. Now that explains why in Deuteronomy 28, starting at verse 15 and on down, that explains why all that stuff happens. So now you gotta you gotta be accountable and be like, okay, let me take a step back, let me think, let me gather myself. Okay, yeah, I did piss the Lord off. So I do got a better righteous indignation of the Lord. That's it.
Yeah, I got this Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect.
Yeah, man. The elect are gonna trust on the Lord, man, at this particular time, you know, because again, the Lord gave this knowledge to the elect. Because again, just like, you know, I had the brother bring out that Romans earlier. Again, some of our people, they want to get it, but they can't get it. It wasn't meant for them. You know, the Lord blinded them, you know, because the majority of our people, again, you know, repentance is open to them. You know, to have time, you know, to get right, you know, before that great day of the Lord comes, you know, and I mean great as in it's going to be terrible, man, you know, but they just can't get it. It's not meant for them, you know. It was always a remnant set up to be delivered in this particular time, man. You know, don't be deceived. The entire nation of Israel will not be delivered like in the time of ancient Egypt, man. Everyone won't be saved. There won't be a mixed multitude. Ain't no heathens going into the chariots, man. That's not happening. So to all you Christians out there that keep coming with this, oh, everybody can be saved, we'll see. Because we're telling you that's wrong, man. We're telling you, get over it. And the only reason y'all saying that is just because y'all want to save y'all oppressor, man. He's not getting saved. This destruction that's coming upon the earth is for him, you know? Just like it says in Revelation 9, man. It's for the third part of men. You have 3 classes of men on the earth. You have the sons of God, which they are the biblical Israelites. You know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not just Judah, you know. From the tribe of Judah down to Issachar, man. You know, that's who this salvation is for. But that's one. You have the sons of men, which are the different heathen nations, man. You know, you have the sons of the wicked, which is who? Esau. That's who this destruction is for, you know? So your oppressor cannot and will not be saved, man. How many times do we have to tell you that these people hate us, man? Read Psalms 83, it'll tell you what nation is listed first. The tabernacles of Edom. They hate us, man. They're not gonna get saved. So instead of you worrying about them, you should worry about your own salvation, man. Like, that's what's wrong with you niggas. You have Stockholm Syndrome, man. You know, you've been beaten down and downtrodden so much, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like being in a fight and just giving up. You know, you're just gonna sit and get beat up, you're not gonna throw a punch back or nothing. Like, that's why it says in that Genesis, man, Judah is a lion's whelp, man. He's crouched down as an old lion, man. You know, because back then, you know, our people at least, you know, rose up, they tried. I'll give them that, they tried. You know, but what did they do? They still, you know, they gave in, man. You know, people, you know, got jobs at these, you know, these particular jobs that they got, you know, got into drugs.
When they got into politics, that's when Jake really went to sleep. Because Martin Luther King led them to believe that all they need is the right to vote. And so now with the right to vote, and we're all going to be equal in equality, we can integrate into politics, and then we can slowly make a change for our better. Well, we had a black president. Has your life gotten any better? No. So Jake fell into the belief that we could get into politics, and now we can maneuver ourselves in different parts of the government, and now we can slowly take over. And what did that lead us to? That led us to sending our little kids to, I forgot her name. It was a specific one. It was, I think in Arkansas or Alabama. But they had the National Guard send a little black girl to an all-white school where she's getting cussed out and everything. Dwada, yeah, exactly. So just because we believe that we can be equal to them, send them to the white schools. Because you have black schools, because that's where actually the educational system comes from. It actually comes from Jake. So send our little black children by themselves to these white schools to get harassed. Send them to these sit-in dining tables where they don't want your black ass. They just want you to order food and leave, and sit there and tolerate being spat on, being called all type of names, just so you can feel at the table with them.
And then again, there's so much proof out there. They still got the picture, that infamous picture. You know, I forget, you know, what exactly it was, either a store or restaurant or something. What did it say? No niggers, no Mexicans, no dogs.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, they hate you. Even you Northern Kingdom, they hate you too. Like, don't get it twisted, man.
Bro, slavery really did a number on Jake in so many ways that it's hard to unravel. It's because slavery is the only reason that you think you're equal and you want to integrate with all these other nations. All right, because here it is, when we were taken as slaves, which that's not our homeland either. It goes back even further than that. But we were taken as slaves, one of the things we had to do is we had to what? Speak this language. It's because we're here as slaves in America, it's only because we can speak the same language to them as we want to be with them. If we didn't speak the same language, you wouldn't be hanging around no white people. They'd be speaking their language, you would be speaking your language, and you wouldn't even be around them, period. So you wouldn't even be trying to integrate with them. Because that's Most High split up the languages. So this, all of us speaking the same language, this is wicked in itself. You Chinese, they're not trying to be all around Iranians. And then when you do got some nations, really, you got some nations that can speak a little English, but a lot of times they don't even speak it that well. They speak just enough to do business with whatever surrounding they got to, and that's it. Like, you know, there's some foreigners at my job, they understand very, very, very little. It's enough to where they understand money, hey, hi, hello, and, you know, very, very little. But what do? You're naturally going to gravitate to people who you can understand the language that y'all speak. So because of us going to slavery, we have to speak this language and being stripped of our language. That's why we feel like a black woman can go get with a white boy. You wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for slavery, because y'all wouldn't even speak the same language. You would be naturally gravitate towards people you understand. So all of this is deeply embedded. This is why we got to get the hell up out of here. You think this is actually normal? Brothers think this is normal. You and your daughter, and your daughter turns 19, and she's leaving your house with a crop top and booty shorts that's so damn short that it shows the cup her ass, and you think that's normal, or you're insecure for telling your daughter to cover up. Meanwhile, in other countries, they're covered up with a whole, not just covered up, they got the veil and everything, have their hair covered. But guess what? You don't want to follow God's laws. Okay, all right. So now you don't want to put your hair covered on. So now you're going to have to buy weave, spend billions of dollars just to look beautiful from all these other nations that you're going to get the hair off of their head. So you don't want to follow these laws? Well, then guess what? You're going to have to spend money. You don't want to buy the fabrics you got. You're going to have to buy these fabrics from these other nations, and they're going to change whatever style is fashionable. So you got to keep constantly changing. Y'all got it, brother.
Yeah, man, that's really the only interaction that we're supposed to have with these different heathen nations. It's just to do trade with them, you know, which is nothing wrong with, but clearly we can't do that here, man. You know, again, we're being ruled over by our oppressor Esau, Edom, and then the other nations, they're also benefiting off of us being, you know, in this lower state. Just like the brother mentioned, you know, you have, you know, the weave industry. My God, there's no telling how much money they've made just off black women alone. Because why? That's a curse. You know, Isaiah 3 tells you the Lord smote the Judah's women with a curse, man. Because their hair is supposed to be down to the ground, man. Again, the Israelite woman is beautiful. She is. She's the most beautiful woman on the earth. But what? She is proud. So the Lord stripped her of that. You know, used to be fit, feminine, petite. Now a lot of these women out here are like niggas, man. You know? That just goes to show you that we're cursed, man. The Lord was angry at us. We're seeing it. You know, we have seen it. This is why we need our Lord Yahweh Shah to come and deliver us, man. Because how much longer can we suffer this, man? Like, I can't keep dealing with, you know, these heathens prospering over us, even though, again, we already know they ain't gonna rule. They ain't got left long to rule, but still. I'm tired of seeing the heathens, you know, prosper over us. They can come over here from whatever land and just instantly get a head start, you know. But meanwhile, we got to start from ground zero to even be able to make something, you know. Esau, Edom, you know, just consistently, systematically oppressing us any and every way he can, man. You know, the judicial system, the court, the police. You know, the police is only truly heavy in areas where Jake is, man. You know, it's madness. This is why we need the Lord. You know? Go ahead.
This is Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. I am very displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
Yeah, man. You different heathen nations, y'all ain't innocent. Y'all help forward our afflictions. So you clearly see Esau, Edom, he did a number on us, man. Just like the brother was talking about how we were in slavery, it did a number on us. This man literally whipped our heritage out of us, our language, our customs, man, because we're supposed to be speaking Hebrew, but we're speaking English, man. This is a bastardized language we're speaking, you know? But what? We have the ancient Hebrew. You know, we speak it to the best of our ability. Some brothers are more fluent than others, but still, man, you know, the other nations, you helped forward our affliction. Ishmael, you built the slave ships. In reality, Esau, Edom got, you know, how to put us in slavery from you. You know, the Arab slave trade, y'all ain't innocent. Y'all gonna pay too. Ham, all you different nations that are help forward our affliction of us being in the lowest state, you're going to pay for it, man. Just like it says in Ezekiel 25, the Lord is going to get you back for that, man, for what you did to his people. He's going to start with Esau, you know. But again, why do you think you have, you know, these Chinese food restaurants, these beauty supplies, you know, who owns all the gas stations and liquor stores, man? You different heathen nations. You're profiting off of us being in a lower state. You're not going to get away with that, man. The Lord is going to pay you back for it.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O that's about it.
Yeah, man. See, Esau, the Lord is gonna get you, man. He's gonna get you. You know, especially you Amalekites, man. Y'all gotta go, man. Y'all gotta go. But again, the Lord is gonna get you, because again, we already see what these American Edomites are doing. But you European Edomites, y'all ain't exempt either. But especially you ones that are over there in our land, man. Y'all are gonna pay for what y'all doing. The land of Israel, the land itself is even crying out to the Lord, man. Look at what y'all over there doing. Y'all going to war, you know, with Ishmael over there. Y'all both fighting over a land that doesn't belong to either one of you, you know? That's neither one of your guys' land, you know? But again, what do you have in Tel Aviv, Pink City? Why is the holiest land of all have a city named Pink City, man? That goes to show you that they are not the people. It's so much evidence that proves that they're not the people, you know? But yet you different heathen nations, you deny so much, because it's an Ishmaelite at my job. He knows that the Jewish people aren't the people. Well, who is? Well, no, they're Arab. No, they're not, nigga. The Israelites are not Arabs. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We're the biblical Israelites, man. No other nation has suffered the way we suffered, man. No? So you can deny it all you want to, man. We're the people. They're not the people.
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
And again, you know, came out again, but you know, this land, this is not our rest, man. This is not our rest. There's so much evidence to show you, man. Again, Esau is making things harder for people, you know? Why would you want to continue to stay in a land where you're being taxed to death? Like, literally, man. We're being taxed for everything. You know? Food, water, you know what I'm saying? Our basic necessities we have to pay for. You know, things that should be free. You can't even grow, at least in Florida, you can't even grow an orange tree. You try to grow an orange tree, you know, on your property if you want to, they're going to come and cut it down, man. You know, that's oppression. We're not free. This is not our land, man. Just because you're able to walk outside and, you know what I'm saying, go to the Nike store and do these different things doesn't mean you're free. You're still a slave. Just because you don't have chains on you physically does not mean that they're still not on you. They're on your mind, man. Hence the reason for what's it? Not the Jim Crow, but the other one.
Willie Lynch.
The Willie Lynch letter, man. It goes to show you, like, again, that man laid out the blueprint to these other people to keep us in a lower state, to keep us, man. It's like the brother said, man, Esau did a number on us, man. What you got?
All right, y'all got two real quick. So I'm gonna start with this Exodus real quick. This is Exodus chapter 17 and verse 17. For he said, behold, the Lord Yahweh has sworn that the Lord Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Yeah, it's a perpetual war that's going on between Jacob and Esau. Amalek, the small hats, which are on top, the upper echelon of Edomites, they are behind every scheme, every plot there is that has something to do with the downfall of Israel and just destroying the earth, like the brother said. What in the flying fuck is you doing with a so-called pink city in the holiest of holy lands from the start? So and then I'm gonna get this Baruch chapter 3, and I'll start at verse 8. Verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh our power. Yeah, I grabbed this because why? We're subject to the payments. debt does not stop when you're dead. It rolls over to your kids. We're completely oppressed on every side, every angle. So we need the deliverance of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's the only way to get it out of here. And that's the only way to fix this problem. There's no other way to go about it. That's it.
Yeah, man, because we get this day in our captivity. Because again, man, everything we do, we have to pay for it, man. We have to pay to, you know what I'm saying? We have to pay to live. You need a roof off your head. You gotta pay rent. You know, you need a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta buy a car. Not only buy the car, you gotta keep gasoline in it. You gotta maintain it. You know, everything we do, we have to pay for. Food, again, we're supposed to be able to grow our own food, man. We can't do that. We have to go to the grocery store, you know, or somewhere to get our food, man. And even when it comes to livestock, you know, in certain instances, yeah, you can have livestock if you have the land to do it. But overall, we don't have our own livestock. We're not slaughtering our own animals, man, you know. So again, that just all adds to the oppression, man, because again, we're suffering because we sinned against the Lord. But again, you other nations, you're not exempt for what you have done to us, man. The Lord is going to pay you back.
This Psalms 83 and 2. For lo, start at 1. This Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
You're right, man. Again, they make a tumult, man. They make a great noise. Again, man, you know, Esau Edom, he has these different meetings, you know, these secret meetings, man, where he pretty much talks about how to keep the children of Israel down, man, because Esau knows that as long as we're in the lower state, that they can continue to rule over us, you know, just like it says in Judith, man. You know, those different nations, they understood that as long as we didn't sin, the Lord was with us, man. They couldn't do anything to us. We prospered. But if we sin, then the Lord, you know, He would allow the heathens to have their way with us, man. And they understand this well, you know. So that's the reason why they do these certain things. That's why Esau, he puts pork in everything, man. Over here, it's certain things that like we don't even know that has pork in it, man. You know, that's why it says in the scriptures, you know, we should eat our bread defiled among the Gentiles, man. So again, our food has been tampered with. You know, they taking crafty counsel against us, man. Keep going.
The Psalms 83 and 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right, man. They're trying to cut us off. They don't want the name of Israel to be remembered, but there's nothing they can do. It's like it also says in the scriptures, you can do nothing against the truth before it, man. You know? So while they're trying to, you know, have us forget that we're Israelites again, the Lord always had a remnant set up. So there was nothing you could do, you know? But it's going to list off those different nations that are against us, man. So you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there, so you understand who exactly your enemies are. Because the nation of Israel doesn't just have one enemy. We have many.
This Psalms 83 and 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom.
Who did it list first? The tabernacles of Edom, the so-called white man. He's against us. That chief nation is our primary enemy. Edom, but who else?
And the Ishmaelites.
Ishmael, you Arabs.
Of Moab.
Moab, the so-called Chinese.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes, you Hamites. You know?
Gabal and Ammon and Amalek.
And yeah, man, you know, Gabal, another Hamite tribe, if I'm correct on that. Ammon, the so-called Japanese. Amalek, the small hats, the you-ish people. The Lord is against you all, man. All of you different nations have been confederate against us. You know, all you different nations plot against us, keep us in a lower state. You hate us, you know.
All because of a birthright that it don't belong to you. You got the blessing that you were supposed to get. Where you cried like the little B word that you are. You got a blessing. But this birthright belongs to us. the Most High made absolutely no mistakes when he gave the birthright and the blessings to Jacob. Because who's the ones that's keeping God's laws? They're not like the brother said over in Pink City. They doing whatever the hell they want to do. Why would the Most High choose them? He made the right decision. He gave it to the right people. And although we are in our lowest state as of right now, you still got 2/3 who are, for all intents and purposes, Gentiles of themselves, because they don't want to act like the God-given power that they were meant to be. Nevertheless, we're going to keep the laws perfect. These other nations, they never wanted to keep the laws. You got Ishmael. They somewhat tried to. They go from what having not eating pork, and that's about where it stops really. You know, and everything else is, you see them smoking and doing hookah and all that type of stuff. But who are you going to find that's going to be disciplined to keep these laws, statutes, commandments? Why don't you see these other nations on the corners doing this? Why is it no coincidence that you don't see white people in the corner teaching the Bible like this? It's not a coincidence. Nowhere on earth can you find this, where they're teaching you the scriptures raw and uncut like this, because it's not meant for them, not given for them. These like the brother said, there's three classifications: sons of God, sons of man, sons of the wicked. So you got the sons of the wicked and the sons of man coming together to come up against what? The sons of God. Because Ishmael felt like he's entitled to the blessings and birthright as well too. So they all feel like, hey, where's my piece of the pie? And the funny thing is, Most High gave you a tiny little piece. You know, Ishmael, you got your little blessing. Eve got your little blessing. But who gets the ultimate birthright and the ultimate blessing? It's Jacob. And you got to be able to, you have to accept it. You have no other choice, because when the Most High comes, since his son, Yahushua, when he comes back, establish order, you are going to be in your right order, which is under us, and serving your slavery as well.
Yeah, man, and that's why you nations are angry at us. Because again, Abraham gave a blessing to Ishmael. Would he give him bread and water, to send them off? But he has his blessings. This is why Ishmael over here in Elisa, out here in Dearborn, they living good. They got their big houses, they fancy cars. Because I was speaking to this Ishmaelite guy I know. I said I've never seen a poor Arab. You know what I'm saying? He will, man, well, there's poor Arab. No, you don't understand what I mean when I say poor. I mean poor as in seeing one on the street begging for money. Homeless. I've never seen that. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. I've never seen a poor Arab before. Now, you may have lower classes of them, but man, most of them, they living decent, man. They living better than us.
Who does?
Ishmael, you Arabs. You Arab?
No, I'm Jewish.
You Jewish?
I'm Israeli. Is it bad?
Very.
This is Jewish from Jacob, from Israel.
Not Jewish.
The tribe of Israel. Okay, so the Jews is from Judah.
Yes.
But there was 12 tribes that came from Israel. That was Jacob. Ishmael was another person, son of Abraham.
Yes.
We are brothers.
So who's Amalek?
Amalek?
Yeah, who's he? Son of Esau.
Amalek was no. Amalek was an enemy of the Israelites at the time of the Bible.
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
right, and they still are.
And the promise, the God gave an order to kill all Amalek, everybody, and Saul, the king, did not do that, and there was a punishment because of that. And Saul fell down, and King David, became to be the king instead of him. If you know the story. But this is the lineage of the Jews, of the Israelites.
Well, all this pertains to us.
What is you?
We're on this board right here. I don't know exactly who I am. I know on this board where you're at, you're on the other side of the sign.
Okay, what am I?
Wait.
We all Shem. We all the son of Shem, Semite. White man, Edom. Oh,
Right.
Edom is not white man. Anyway,
Right.
I think you have a
all these other nations, they have issues over there with those people in that land because you have Iranians saying y'all not the Jews. All these other nations, they say the Holocaust ain't real. All these other people are saying y'all are not the people of this book. But there's one people who actually fit the description of this book, who are the Bible talks about the Jews being in poverty, about them being oppressed. Your people aren't oppressed over there. They're getting all type of goods,
oppressed for 2,000.
all type of money.
Yeah.
All our money that we work hard is being sent over there. Y'all are not oppressed at all.
So the Jews, according to prophecy, was oppressed for 2,000 years. The prophecy said that after 2,000 years they will go to Israel and prosper. And so now it's the time of the Jews to prosper. Read the Bible, read the prophecy.
Where are you going after 2,000 years?
Yes. Moses was talking about it, and all the prophet was telling you that they will be out and they will come back. And Israel and Judah will get together to the two stones.
You got to be reading some type of other translation, stuff like that.
No. I study the Bible, and
we are waiting right now to get our land back. You know,
who is we?
Us right here. We're waiting to get our land back.
So you are the Jews?
Yes.
True.
Who's the Jews?
The true Israelites, us. God did not make man from dirt white. He didn't have no white dirt. It was all dark dirt. Dark.
They were brown. They were not brown.
Bottom line. Are you brown?
I'm brown.
Okay.
You're not.
I was born in Africa.
Okay.
In Morocco.
It don't
My
matter
parents,
where you're born. You got
my
white South Africans
DNA,
that's
I
born in
test my
Africa.
DNA. You test your DNA, see if you're from the Middle East. I'm from the Middle East.
I'm gonna test my. This is how I test
You're
my
from
DNA
Africa.
in this book.
You from Africa. You're not from
No,
the
we're not. No, we're not.
We're not Africans, sir.
No, we ain't nowhere close
We're
to
the
Africa.
Israelites. That's who we are.
God bless you.
Okay, one more question. You said you're Jewish, right?
Yeah.
What tribe are you from?
Me, tribe of Judah, because
You're a Judite?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm from Judah, and I can prove it by my DNA. I tested it.
But I thought DNA test was illegal over there.
No. This is different story. I'm in America. I live in Austin, Texas. But the Judah, there was Israel and Judah split. The Babylon came, took the Israelite,
We know.
and kicked them out to Babylon. The Judah stayed there for a while till the Roman came, and the Roman kicked them out in 2,000 years just before Jesus, around
70
Jesus' time.
AD.
Exactly. Now you can follow the lineage from those people left Judah and went to Morocco, Egypt, Spain. My lineage is Spain, but we can take it all the way to the Middle East 2,000 years ago.
Okay. Well,
Can you do that?
is your father a so-called black man?
Okay, he's brown like me.
He's brown.
He's brown. So Jesus was black, you saying?
Precept.
He was brown.
Precept.
It's being a so-called. Get Revelation 1:13, please.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13, and it reads, "And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with the garment down to the foot, and girded about the paps with the golden girdle. His